Thank you all for being here. This is an incredibly important discussion that needs to be had. It needs to be exposed, and we must all work together to find solutions. I find it incredibly disturbing, disheartening, heartbreaking to see the anti-Semitism that is occurring right here in this country, in the United States of America, full on display. And you know what? It's college campuses, but it's larger than that. I mean, we're seeing it. Institutions that were respected, right? The United Nations, for example, Congress, colleges and universities. We have to work together to figure out, but we need to have, as you mentioned, a definition, parameters, and solutions. I think that some of the things that we've been seeing for this next generation, certainly on our college campuses, are disturbing. And we've mentioned a few of those horrific threats, assaults, incidents that have happened in universities. University of Maryland may have been one of the worst, referencing Holocaust 2.0. But some happening in my own state of New York, unfortunately too many of it. Cornell University, thank you for coming today and your bravery to speak. You are very impressive, and I imagine we're going to see great things from you in the future. But looking at what happened at Columbia University when an Israeli student was attacked outside the library, hundreds of professors signing a letter supporting Hamas's terror. NYU, Cooper Union, Jewish students had to be locked in a library for their own safety. We can go on, and one of the worst examples that didn't happen after October 7th, but before, was at City University of New York. All right, we had the law school last year thought it was a good idea to have an anti-Semitic graduation speaker who actually said, quote, "I want to celebrate CUNY Law as one of the few, if not the only law school to make a public statement defending the right of its students to organize and speak out against Israeli settler colonization. This is the law school that passed and endorsed BDS on the student and faculty level, recognizing that absent a critical imperialism settler colony lens, our work and this school's mission statement is void of value." I mean, this is what they're saying at graduations at our college universities. So the answer, what is the answer? We talked about some solutions today. I would like to know, do you think we should be, first of all, we have to define it, right? And then you mentioned the IHRA definition. I've actually just sponsored legislation that would require the Department of Education, require these universities to follow that definition, because we need to have parameters, right? Or else it always is a slippery slope. But I think we need to use that definition and then go after these institutions and strip federal funding from colleges and institutions that allow, that fund, that facilitate events that promote anti-Semitism, or have professors that teach it to our young people. The fact that, they're teaching our young people that Hamas, that they're freedom fighters, that they're not a terrorist organization. That's what they're teaching our young people, and it's disgraceful. What about federal financial aid? Should we be prohibiting that aid from being used at such institutions? Those are American tax dollars. Maybe they should be going to better universities that are not teaching these things to our people, so maybe we want to prohibit that. Maybe we should be rescinding tax-exempt status from these institutions and organizations. And maybe we should be looking to see if these are any foreign students that have a student visa, maybe it should be revoked if they are participating in this anti-Semitism on our college campuses. Would love to hear your responses to those 4 ideas, and we'll start with you, Ms. Dror.
Like I said before, I'm not a legal policy expert, so I'm going to defer to the actual legal policy experts, but I'm...
Mr. Lehman.
Yeah, thank you. As we've been discussing, Title VI enforcement does actually invoke several of those remedies in terms of financial penalty. That has to be a part of the equation. Let's use what we have available. I also want to go back to a prior question about DEI and briefly just point out the world is upside down. We have DEI offices who specifically in the wake of October 7th made a point of celebrating resistance and alienating their Jewish student communities. It's literally backwards. So apart from financial penalties, if there are DEI offices accountable to provide the same protection for Jewish students that they should be affording to every other minority.
I definitely support revoking visa status. As an immigrant to this country and a proud American, I had to go through a rigmarole in order to become a citizen. I think that it should be revoked, and we need to make sure that they're not using our democracy against us. They're using the democracy against us. We can't allow that to happen.
We should do as much as we can. I think everything from adopting IRA to implementing DEI, requiring with anti-Semitism, to Title VI remedies. I don't know enough about revoking people's student visas, but again, the full force of the law will make these universities listen.
Thank you.